All right guys, real quick before we jump into the video, we have some major targets that we want to hit this year. In fact, one of them being 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So before we jump into our video, make sure and do us a favor and smash that subscribe button. All right, ready? Let's get into it. First off, the Goodyear Wrangler Territory mud terrain is factory equipped on the 700 horsepower Ram TRX, the Silverado Realtree Edition, and of course, the new Ford Broncos. So they must be, at the very minimum, an all right tire, right? Well, if you've watched our Bronco off-rodeo video review, where we were able to try out firsthand the Goodyear Territory in varying types of terrains, then you've already seen how well these tires hooked and booked on every obstacle, even with them inflated at street air pressures of 32 psi. But what makes them work so well? Well, Goodyear is no stranger to designing and engineering tires for the off-road enthusiast. They have one of the first off-road asymmetrical design treads with the MTR, which was a mega hit for many years, and they've had the Wrangler Traction for as long as I can remember. Another highly successful and sought after Goodyear model for all types of vehicles and use situations. And now, blending even more years of experience and technology into the Territory mud terrain, and it really shined out in Texas on the new Broncos. Not really a typical mud terrain tread design, and looks more like a Duratrack as sort of a hybrid design, being as the tread blocks are pitched at multiple angles and are closely packed together throughout the center tread with wider, more aggressive shoulder blocks. With the angled pitch tread design throughout the entire footprint of the tire, there are always at least 3 to 4 tread blocks contacting the pavement in an angled pattern to cut down on the rubber slapping the pavement noise that you will normally experience with a more aggressive mud tire. With the closer, tightly packed center tread design, it helps for optimizing traction performance when braking, accelerating, and reducing that road noise. The multiple angled tread blocks that are not directly across from each other, again, to reduce that road noise, plus on one side of the tread, the shoulder blocks are angled in a forward pattern, and on the other side, they're opposing and angled in the opposite direction to give you that advantage with traction, whether you're going forward or trying to back out of the precarious situation you may find yourself in. The shoulder blocks are also scalloped on every other tread block to aid in scooping the dirt, mud, snow, sand, or any other loose debris away, so that way you can find new traction on every rotation of the tire. Plus, with these side biters or sidewall tread, it'll act as an additional footprint when in the ruts or soft stuff, or in the rocks when aired down, to give you every square inch of traction available. Unfortunately, these Territories are not 3-peak mountain snowflake rated as of the time of this video anyways, and is a pretty big disadvantage for all of us that see those frigid temperatures and snow. But I do really like all the different patterns of the siping throughout both the center tread and shoulder blocks. The siping for wet surfaces, snow, or icy conditions is also plentiful across all the tread blocks, and the shoulder blocks have the squiggly shaped sipes, while the center tread blocks have the angled sipes. Both are advantageous for a variety of multi-terrain, multi-condition surfaces, and plenty of stone ejectors in between the shoulder lugs for not only aiding in preventing stones from sticking in between the lugs and flying off at higher speeds only to chip your paint, but they also help in preventing sharp objects from stabbing into the base layer of the tread's contact patch and potentially saving you from an undesired tire change in an inconvenient location. The shoulder blocks also have tread base stiffeners designed into them at the base of the shoulder blocks to help maintain the rigidity of the shoulder lugs during hard cornering or while climbing obstacles out on the trails. There are also these strategically placed shoulder block cuts that will help assist in slippery circumstances, as they'll act as additional siping, but also allow the outer portion of the tread blocks to flex slightly when hitting bumps in the road or even while out on the trails, to help the tread contour a little bit better to road and trail hazards and obstacles. The tread's compound is also of a Goodyear proprietary blend of silica and rubber to give it a really great balance of optimized trail traction and road performance traction, plus hold up pretty well during the duration of the life of the tire. Although all the tires on the Broncos at the event were pretty chewed up, cut up, and just looked like they've been through hell and back, and even with being in the condition they were in, still held up plenty fine out on the trails. A pretty good testament to the strength and robustness that these tires have built into them. I mean, I guess they kind of have to, given the fact that they were also factory equipped on the 700 horsepower Ram TRX. While the Broncos have incorporated several off-road traction functionalities like e-lockers and trail control assist to help it perform well on the trails, there's no doubt that the tires that separating the vehicle from the trail is just as important to the vehicle's off-roading success as the traction modifiers are, and from what we experienced, the Goodyear Territories really held their own, and rarely did we, or anyone in our group for that matter, even slip a tire. Even when we left the lockers off, the tires still performed better than we anticipated, and we were still running that 32 PSI the entire day. So for the trails that we did in the particular location with basically rocks, dirt, rock formations, and loose rock hills, I wouldn't hesitate running one of these on my own off-road vehicles. However, we did not have the chance to run them on the road for personal feedback to their on-road performance or how loud or quiet they are, but from my experience in looking at this tread design, I would be confident in saying that they are probably a pretty quiet tire for, well, being a designated mud tire. But hopefully at some point in the future, we'll be able to fully test these out and let you guys know, as, well, unfortunately, they're just not quite available to purchase on our website yet. So to answer the question of, are these gonna be the best all-around dual purpose on and off-road tire? Man, not entirely sold on that yet, but they sure held their own while off-roading the Broncos in Texas. But really, we wanna hear from you guys. What are your guys' thoughts on these Goodyear Wrangler Territories? Would you consider buying a set of them once they become available? Make sure and let us know in the comments below. Other than that, guys, in the meantime, if you are looking for a new set of wheels and tires for your rig, definitely make sure and check out the literally thousands of options available right on our website at Trail Build Off-Road. And guys, as always, we appreciate all of you for watching and all of your support. I'm Josh from Trail Build, and we'll see you guys out in the trails.